Bitcoin is currently dropping, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly what I think could potentially happen next, and so many more interesting things. We also have some breaking news, and towards the end I'm also going to show you what I think could potentially happen next for Solana. So if this sounds interesting, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. So first of all, Bitcoin is trading around 102.3, and we got reacted at 107.2, and since then we have been trading down, and we went all the way to 100,000.8, and I do think we could come slightly lower before bouncing back to the upside. So we have this beautiful falling wedge on Bitcoin, and I do think we could see another drop here to around 96,000, find support, bounce back to the upside, and if we can break above resistance, I do think we could expect a further breakout for Bitcoin, exactly as we saw over here. So when we broke above the resistance here, we then saw a massive pump to the upside, and I think history could potentially repeat for Bitcoin. But in the short term, I do think we could see a drop to this support zone over here for Bitcoin. So we can see here some consolidation over there and also over here. So we have massive level of support here for Bitcoin. So I do think a drop to this zone and then a potential bounce from here is likely for Bitcoin, and that's also why I have limit orders at around 96,000 for Bitcoin, and we also have liquidity below us at around 97,000. So that's also why I think it's likely we go down first to grab the liquidity before finding support, bouncing back to the upside and grab the top side liquidity, breaking above the resistance, and then see a massive breakout, exactly as we have seen previously this cycle. So that's why I think that's a very likely scenario for Bitcoin. And we also have some breaking news. So US House passed bill to end government shutdown, so that could potentially also be bullish for Bitcoin. And gold has been pumping last few days here, almost back to a potential new all-time high very soon, and we are at 4.2k right now. And I thought that Bitcoin was about to lead the way, but I do think we could potentially see gold leading the way here, and in a few weeks and months here, once Bitcoin potentially breaks out, we could see Bitcoin starting to lead the way here to new highs for Bitcoin. So that could potentially happen next for Bitcoin, but as of now, gold is still leading the way. And right now we are below the 50 simple, as you can see right here. So that is obviously very bearish. But as we have covered, we can wick below twice here. But still, as we close the week above, we are still bullish. So as long as we close above, I'm still going to be bullish. So that's why I think we need to go down to 97, 96 today or tomorrow, and then towards the end of the week see a pump to the upside again and close above 103,000. And I do think once QE start, alts could potentially skyrocket and explode to the upside. So here we saw QE in 2020, and then towards the end of 2020 we saw a massive altcoin season, and I do think the same could potentially happen next. So if QE starts Q1 of 26, we could potentially see an altcoin season towards Q2, Q3 of 2026, and that could be a massive altcoin season. So if you have or are exposed to altcoins right now, I think it could be a great idea to continue holding and potentially even buy more. And if you're massively allocated to Bitcoin, I think right now could be a great idea to start allocating into altcoins before this potential breakout to the upside, because I do think altcoins have been lagging behind Bitcoin this cycle. So if QE starts next year, things could get very interesting. And right now we are up $500 on this Bitcoin position, and we have the limit orders right here. So if we see a drop today, tomorrow, or potentially later this week, we could potentially see these orders get filled. And if that happens, we could potentially expect a bounce around 97, 96,000 for Bitcoin back to the upside, and then we could potentially see this position massively in profit. And Bitcoin as you can see right now, is down around 10% now in Q4. And Bitcoin has never been red in a Q4 of post-halving year. So in 2013 here, 2017, 2021, always in green. So I do expect the same thing to happen again for Bitcoin now in 2025. And exactly the same here for Ethereum 2017, 2021, and currently down 17%. So I do think we should see a pump for both Bitcoin and Ethereum towards the end of this year. But don't forget to drop your thoughts down below what you think could potentially happen. And if we cover the price of Solana, we are at 152, and we have this bear flag, it looks like, in my opinion, and we are breaking to the downside. So I am expecting further price action to the downside here, because this is looking bearish in my opinion, exactly as we saw over here, and then broke to the downside. So that's what I think could potentially happen in the short term for Solana. And if you want to start trade on Weex, you can check out the first link down below. 20% bonus available on your deposit. And you can also secure your account by linking phone number and email to get 10 to 100 coupon, and also up to 800 USDT futures bonus with the first link down below. So you need to check out that right now if you want a reliable exchange to trade on. And this is what I think could potentially happen next for Bitcoin. So I do think a drop to 97, 96,000 is likely before bouncing back to the upside potentially. And I do think we're going to grab the downside liquidity and then go for the top side liquidity. I think that's a likely scenario. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And if you're interested in trading, you can check out the Weex tutorial that I published, popping up on the screen right now. And see you tomorrow morning. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.